Hi, my name is Vic. I was born and raised on the Canadian prairies. For much of my life, I was proud to be a Canadian because Canada, unlike its neighbor, stood for global peace and social justice, for a better world. For the past 30 years, I have worked as a leader in the church, sometimes overseas, where Canada's reputation was greatly envied by my American friends. But when I returned to Canada 6 years ago after a long overseas assignment, I barely recognized the country I had left. Suddenly, Canada's military, so long a small peacekeeping and emergency force, was growing, and Canadian forces were fighting in the Middle East as part of the so-called War on Terror. Suddenly, Canada was leading the way to oppose efforts to fight climate change, protecting corporate interests, the oil and mining industries, and home to the blackest environmental stain on the planet, namely the Alberta bitumen sands and its associated pipelines. Suddenly, Canada, where the only people who are not recent immigrants are the marginalized indigenous peoples who have been so horrifically treated for centuries and still don't receive the respect they deserve, is closing its doors to immigrants, to refugees who should be welcomed with open arms. Suddenly, Canada is passing bills that are heading us in the direction of an Orwellian police state and are limiting the rights of our indigenous peoples and are creating free trade agreements that are guaranteed to make the poorest people in the world poorer and the wealthiest people in the world wealthier. Suddenly, Canada is standing for every single thing Jesus fought so hard to challenge. When did we lose our moral compass as a nation? We have an election coming up, and I am so disappointed in our Liberal and NDP parties and their leaders. Surely there is nothing more important for Canada at this moment in time than to end the dangerously misguided leadership of Stephen Harper. And yet the Liberals and NDP parties continue to think that this is about them. Mr. Trudeau, Mr. Mulcair, it's not all about you. It's about what's best for Canada and for the planet as a whole. That means setting aside party politics for once and working together to ensure that the current Conservative government does not continue. That is our highest and only priority. To be good global citizens in 2015 means not prioritizing our own jobs, our own income, our economy. It means putting the interests of the earth and its people ahead of our own, knowing that in the end we can only benefit from that. So I beg you, if you value your children, if you value the future, if you value people, if you value the planet, if you're a person of faith or a person of no faith, on October 19th, please, please vote for whomever in your riding has the best chance of defeating the Conservative Party. Thank you.